And we're back again, as we said on our podcast on Monday that we'd be doing one today, and we're sticking by that. And we're here today, here with Jeff as always.
Yes.
I am Mike, and we're just gonna get right into it. There was a couple more trades that happened since our last podcast, qualifying offers and everything. Development camp started for the Flyers as well. We might touch on that. Not sure. And a little later on, we will talk about, because we said last time we were going to talk about Vancouver, but we will talk about the Canucks today.
Yes. Also, the Hockey Hall of Fame induction class for 2019 has been announced.
Yes.
And
Let's
we'll get
start
into
with that one.
For the 2019 Hockey Hall of Fame induction, it is Haley Wickenheiser, Sergei Zubov, Jerry York as a builder, Jim Rutherford as a builder, Vaclav Nedumowski, and Guy Carbonneau. Congratulations to the following 6 for making the Hockey Hall of Fame. I only know, honestly, 2 of those names on there, Zubov and Rutherford. Rutherford is obviously the current GM for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sergei Zubov, a tremendous defenseman for the Dallas Stars, very well deserved. Obviously, they're all very well deserving, considering the fact they got this honor.
Yes.
My dad was telling me about Carbonneau. He was a famous Montreal Canadian who's won many cups and who was kind of in that dynasty for the Habs. And so after looking up his stats and everything, it's not that surprising that they finally made it. There were some names that were up for nomination that I was a little surprised. Vincent Lecavalier. Yeah. It was only his first nomination, first year eligible, I should put it. But he'll get in sooner rather than later, I expect. Jeremy Roenick still did not get in another year without JR in the Hall. And
do you think he'll get in?
JR?
Yeah.
I would expect him to. I'm a little surprised it's taken this long for him to. Also, Rod Brindamore, I think this is like his 5th year eligible or something like that. He still hasn't gotten in, which shocks me because he is an absolute thrill to watch when he was a younger player. So those are some of the top names to watch out for.
Is Louis in it?
He is in it.
Okay.
Yes. Him, I think Marty Brodeur went in the same year.
Okay.
So now some news around the league here, Mike.
Yes.
Where do you want to start? Qualifying offers that are at least made, or do you want to get into the trades?
The trades first, but I also kind of want to talk about this because we kind of touched on it briefly last time, but the William Karlsson extension.
Yes, thank you for that. Yes. And with the numbers, I think...
Because, that's what it was. It wasn't official yet, but...
That's right.
Now it's official. It was 8 years, $47.2 million, $5.9 million a year. So a little less than $6 million per year for William Karlsson, which is... obviously big for the Golden Knights.
Yes.
He was a big part in their run 2 seasons ago. And obviously that line still is...
pretty dominant.
Yeah, it still is. And will be for next year as well.
Honestly, good for him. I was... And obviously got to be very happy for him. I know he's thrilled to be in Vegas for the next 8 years.
Oh, I'm sure.
He said he, basically doesn't want to leave, and obviously that's what the contract says. But... again, you kind of have to go inside his head for a little bit, and why he's saying that. Again, Vegas, said, "Hey, we still believe in you as a good player. We're taking in the expansion draft when Columbus doesn't want you. We're grabbing you." So you got to hand it to George McPhee and the Golden Knights for snagging him in the expansion draft.
We'll obviously get into them a little more when we kind of do a deep dive, but just seeing that team now, I have to believe, actually, especially after last season, I feel like Vegas for me is a favorite to win the West.
I would hope so. Right. I certainly think that they are a favorite. I would hope they would be a favorite because considering the fact on how much they've added over the since
obviously
they've been here.
Obviously, it was the first year of Stastny and Pacioretty getting kind of acquainted with each other, and I'm assuming they're just going to do better than last year because they kind of struggled to start off. I think they did game a little later.
That is a great point.
They also traded for Mark Stone halfway through, and then they signed him.
Yes, and that's obviously very, very big.
obviously I think it's mostly defense they kind of have to focus on. And
Yeah, I
everything.
think for defense now, if we take a look real quickly at their roster here, for defense they have Nate Schmitz, Shea Theodore, Colin Miller, Braden McNabb, Nick Holden, John Merrill, and Derek England. That doesn't scream out any number like.
Oh,
yes.
This was just breaking now. Moose is back for the Flyers.
Really?
Yep. 1-year extension for $2 million.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I just got that text from Mitch.
That is surprising. That is very surprising.
Mitch said, "I guess we're gonna see a lot of goalies again. No way he stays healthy all season.
Not necessarily.
No, maybe less so now if they think he's just gonna be a backup. But
so that kind of screams the end of Cam Talbot.
not necessarily.
At least I don't know. That's part of what I think. But I'm just a little surprised that they re-signed him.
Yeah, and also if you believe the report that came out the other day that they talked.
Yeah.
But going back to Vegas, we'll get to more on that a little later when we kind of talk about the Flyers.
Yeah.
But because I feel like we're just gonna kind of lose a little bit
Probably.
here, and kind of want to finish our thought with Vegas.
Right, of course.
And a lot of other guys, which is good for them, is signed for a good amount of a good number of years. So it'll be interesting to see who they put up or who they protect for the expansion.
For
Vegas.
Yes.
But so far I think they look pretty good for me at least. If I had to do a prediction for me, I think they're taking the West next year.
Yeah.
And that's only just based on kind of this past season and how both Winnipeg and Nashville kind of struggled. And I kind of feel Vegas might kind of take over next season. But that's just my thinking of it.
Yeah.
But with that, I think we can just move on to the trades that we kind of hinted at the beginning. There were two.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, I was going to say first with the Flyers, because they made a trade the other day.
They traded the rights of Ryan Hartman to Tyler Pitlick
of the Dallas Stars. All I got to say is someone might want to find Ryan Hartman wherever he is.
And let him know that you're now a UFA and no longer an RFA.
Because he tweeted out 5 days ago now, June 21st, heading off the grid till next Saturday. If you need me, leave me a voicemail. Peace world. And that was before he got traded, and obviously before he the Stars announced that he would not be offered a contract. So even his mom tweeted out saying, Ryan, you need to text your mom or something like that. But so she's like, yeah, he still doesn't know. So it's interesting. But I mean, I feel bad for Hartman because I think he still has some things to prove. And I'm just hoping the team gives him a chance. I was hoping he would stay in Philly, but I guess what he wanted was a little too much for their liking.
Yeah, and maybe for him, I don't know if it was a mutual thing or not, just because I don't know how even though at the moment he is kind of bottom six.
Yeah,
I don't know how he feels
I agree.
about
He's
bottom
definitely
six.
a bottom six. Like at best, he's a
and unfortunately for him, because one, most Flyers fans I don't think are gonna miss him. I will quote The Office here. Hartman will be missed, not by me per se, but he'll be missed by some.
Beautiful, well done.
But yeah, Hartman, I don't really think I'm gonna miss him because he did have a lot of shoes to fill because that's who we got back in the Wayne Simmons deal. So obviously, a lot of Flyers fans and everyone kind of had an expectation of him to perform well. And obviously, that first game, he had for the Flyers.
Yeah,
he thought,
he
this
had
is
a huge hit on Rasmus Dahlin.
Yeah, and he thought, this is going to be great. And then he just kind of had these moments where he kind of fell in the background a little bit, where you're not really noticing him.
Yeah.
Which isn't the worst thing, but isn't the best thing either.
Yeah.
Especially for the Flyers stance and trying to see if you're willing or worth extension. But he did have some glimmer of being good, and I think he's still kind of got a little grit to him and everything that I think some teams will find valuable. Obviously, the Flyers and Stars do not see that.
No.
So now that he's a UFA, he can explore kind of any option and see what team kind of would like to go after him. So best of luck to him.
Yes.
And now we enter into
I guess there's only one room for there's only room for one Heartsy in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But for the second trade of the day on the 24th, this one was a tiny bit bigger of a big deal. It's between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah. Alexei Sorelli and Calvin DeHaan for Anton Forsberg and Gustav Forsling.
Yes. So it surprised me that DeHaan from Carolina got traded to Chicago. Not necessarily just saying Chicago, but just in general being traded anywhere, because he seemed like a rather important part on defense for Carolina, I don't know if this could be like a cap space move or anything like that, but because I remember Carolina signed him, I think it was 1 or 2 years ago now. And yeah, no, it was 1 or 2 years ago now. That
it was last year,
or it was last year. Okay, because I remember the Flyers were
4 years, 18.2 mil.
4 years, how many?
18.2
Wow.
mil, $4.5 million per year.
Okay, so yeah, no, this could be a possible cap hit. Cap move.
Yeah.
I definitely think that for Carolina, I would say
that kind of
yeah. Let's see here. Because now they're at 24.6 mil.
Right.
And they're going to probably buy out Scott Darling, whose cap hit is 4.1 mil.
Anton Forsberg's also an RFA, so
yes.
they'd have to.
I think they'll be okay with.
But here's the thing with Forsberg, because I know goalies take a little while to get, NHL ready and everything. But he's 26.
Yeah.
Forsberg.
Well, think about it, he's never really gotten a chance behind Corey Crawford.
True. But he's in that minors.
Yeah.
Which I guess if they do buy out Scott Darling, that he would then kind of fill in a third goalie spot, or maybe even a backup spot, depending on if they sign one or both of Mrazek and McElhaney.
Because here's my question. Because obviously... Okay,
actually, no, both Forsling and Forsberg were RFAs.
Because I'm not seeing them on their... Oh, I see Forsling. I don't see Anton Forsberg, though.
Go down to non-roster players.
That is why. Thank you, sir. For someone like Forsberg, I think they could sign him to contract. I think it would be a good fit for Carolina. I think it would be a good fit for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. And then the other trade that happened during the past couple days or whatever is Carl Soderberg is going to Arizona for Kevin Connaughton and a 2020 third-round pick. which to me makes or thinks for Arizona that that they want another kind of veteran guy for the young team.
Right, and veterans will help. Soderberg, he doesn't wow me, but for a team like Arizona that's still obviously fairly young,
he's got 1 year left, 4.75 this year.
Okay,
for Soderberg, which for the Coyotes have 2.8 mil in cap, so a little.
Wait, how much do they have in cap?
2.86 mil.
They have 2.86 mil in cap space.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So unless they make a move, obviously they're not going to be doing a whole lot during the free agency.
No, I wouldn't really expect them to really anyways. The only one that really was they were rumored to be with Carlson, but he resigned in San Jose.
Yes.
And I want to say it was either Duchesne or Panarin was also a possibility.
Interesting.
But again, they don't really have the cap space too, so. Those were kind of the only trades that kind of happened since you're last on.
There have been RFA extension qualifying offers for a few teams here. First, I'll kind of go in order here. The New Jersey Devils. You have the Devils has tendered qualifying offers to Brandon Baddock, Pavel Zacha, Will Butcher, Connor Carrick, Josh Jacobs, and Mirko Mueller. The club has not tendered Cam Johnson, Ryan Murphy, and Stefan Noesen. The Flyers, they've issued qualifying offers to Nicholas Aube-Kubel, Travis Konechny, Scott Lawton, and Ivan Provorov. No qualifying offers for Jacob Graves or Justin Bailey.
What do you think about that one?
That
Bailey
one,
not getting one.
Well, first,
Graves,
first in New Jersey. The only noticeable one that I guess keyword somewhat noticeable one in New Jersey was Noesen. He doesn't really do a whole lot for me, but I thought he seemed like a decent bottom six forward for them. That's all I got on that. For Justin Bailey,
kind of what we talked about last time with Pavel Zacha, I'm curious to see what they give him.
Yeah, no, me too.
Because I said it was probably going to be similar to something that Sanheim got.
Yeah.
And Sanheim also.
Which did we announce?
No, it broke when we were on, I think, that they signed him.
I can't remember.
Either way. Signed for 2 years. 2 years, $6.5 million.
Yes.
So it's $3.25 million a year.
That's right.
But he might get a third year and a couple million more, but I don't know.
Yeah, for Zacha, it's such a tough.
It's a tough call because he's
proven
had all
himself.
this time, and obviously he has such a harder time to compare himself against because that draft was so good, and everyone else from that draft has gone on to do so much and do so well in the league so far. And even Strome, who struggled, eventually found his footing in Chicago.
Because literally looking at the draft picks from that draft, alone in the first round, obviously Connor McDavid, Jack Eichel. Obviously they're all doing great things. Dylan Strome found his game. Mitch Marner, who went 4th overall, he's doing superb.
Yes.
Noah Hannafin, he got traded from Carolina to Calgary, doing solid things. Zacha went 6th. Provorov, superb. Zach Werenski went 8th overall to Columbus.
Yeah,
he's sharp.
He's going to be probably their best player with Seth Jones next year.
Oh yeah, Timo Meier in San Jose, he's tearing it up.
Yes, he is.
Mikko Rantanen in Colorado, 10th overall. What a steal for 10th overall!
10. And not even
that's just the top 10.
Second round, Sebastian Aho.
But yeah, also
Travis Konechny.
Travis Konechny, 24th overall. 23rd overall, Brock Besser. You have Jake DeBrusk, 14th overall. Matt Barzell, 16th overall. Kyle Connor, 17th overall. Huh?
Didn't Barzell win Rookie of the Year?
He did. Thomas Chabot, 18th overall. Ilya Samsonov, 22nd overall. That's just the first round in general. And then you have Anthony Cirelli, 72nd overall to Tampa Bay. You have... There actually wasn't too many noticeable picks in the second round.
Just Sebastian. Or was he third round?
No, he was 2015, right?
Yeah. Are you on 2015?
I am on 2015. Unless I am not seeing him. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Second round. There you go.
Yeah.
Brandon Carlo, 37th overall, second round. So you get my point. There's a lot of names in there. This is a stacked, draft class.
Yes, it is.
David Kasha for the Flyers, 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
Brother of Andre Kasha. So, it's
for Zacha, it's a hard task, especially when you go
6th overall.
You have some kind of
the Devils, they had a chance at both Provorov and Werenski. They basically they had chance at so many young players, but they chose Zacha for a reason.
Yeah,
not saying he's bad. It's just some reason
and
things
right
aren't working
now.
out.
Even with Heischer, who I think is better. And even Jack Hughes is going to be even better, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jack Hughes is probably going to be their best young player, I think.
Oh, he will be. He's
better than Heischer.
Far better than Heischer.
So it's hard. It's hard to believe that someone from that draft class going 6th overall is going to be at most a second or third line center this upcoming season. He has a lot to prove this upcoming season, to try to get the money that some of these other guys from his draft class are getting now.
Yeah.
Are going to get, I guess I should say. Or he might maybe get close to what Konechny gets.
Right.
But back to the Flyers and Justin Bailey.
Justin Bailey, I thought he's a good depth player. He brought a lot of speed, brought a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. He would score some goals and points here, there, nothing special, but I liked what I saw from him. I think it's unfortunate that the Flyers aren't going to offer him a contract. I'm not disappointed. I'm not surprised, not disappointed. I just would have liked to see him get a little something.
Yeah.
Even 1 or 2 years, something short term would have been perfectly fine.
Both him and Graves, I'm kind of meh.
Graves does nothing for me. I'd rather have.
The only thing about him is that we got him out.
The Jordan Wheel trade.
For the Jordan Wheel trade, but he only was an AHL guy and
ECHL.
ECHL. Yeah. And Justin Bailey was just kind of their Flyers' easy move to bring up and down.
Yeah.
For Justin Bailey, that probably didn't really sit well for him because.
No.
You don't really know where you stand because you're always getting called up, but you're not staying up for any length of time.
Not only that, you're getting literally he got called up and sent down, I think, back and forth at least 6, 7, 8 times. It's ridiculous. So I'm curious to see what they offered
Konechny,
Provorov, also Lawton.
He might get similar to Raffle.
I would expect that. Now, so look at Dave Isaac's tweet here from when he mentioned this 21 hours ago. Here, Mike.
David?
Yes, David. Here,
Is it the one from about Abe Kubel?
It was, issue qualifying offers to Abe Kubel and those guys. So notice how he has numbers next to Lawton. Basically, he has names next to every player. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming is that what their contract is now?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. Cool. That answers that.
You really think Provorov's going to get that much?
No. You mean that little?
That little?
No. Cause that's why I was like, that's why it didn't make sense to me. Yeah. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Anyway, moving on. San Jose, they qualify DeSimone, Gambrell, Kevin LeBanc, that's a big one. Latunov, Timo Meier, Sumela, and Wood. They do not qualify Ryan, as reported, Brzezinski, Chartier, Donahue, Fitzgerald, Martin, or Schoenborn. There's a lot of names they did not offer.
Yeah.
But the biggest ones, obviously, that stick out the most is Kevin LeBanc and Timo Meier.
Oh yeah, those are the biggest ones.
Yes.
For them.
What could you expect for a deal for LeBanc? We'll start with.
I have to just see something. What did he put up last season?
LeBanc?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up now. Okay,
He
he put up
also
56. He put up 56 points, 17 goals, 39 assists.
He also did very well in the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay. So every year he is improving his numbers. 16, 17, 20, then 40, then 56 last season.
Timo Meyer's stats.
He's going to get similar to Provorov. That's my...
Wow. All right, so Timo Meyer. He jumped up a whole 30 points last year and played 3 less games. He had 30 goals, 36 assists for 66
and
points.
He had 9 points in the playoffs, 4 goals, 5 assists for Klibank.
There you go. And then
if I had to guess, because those were his points.
And then real quickly in the playoffs for Meyer, he had 15 points, 5 goals, 10 assists. But sorry, go ahead.
I was just looking up something real
quick.
He's going to get Travis Konechny money. They put up similar numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Every year kind of getting a little bit better. He put up more points than Konechny last year. But I think he's going to get Konechny money, and Meyer's going to get Provorov money. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
So for Konechny, I would say... 4 years, $4 million. What'd you say? 4.5.
I'd like that.
Because right now, Couturier is making 4.3. And obviously, Couturier is better, and once he becomes UFA, he's going to make a lot. But I could see him making around that much, around like Couturier money, 4.3. So for LeBanc, I'd say probably about 4.3 there. For Meyer, I'd say 6, 7 maybe. 6.5. What do you think?
Yeah, he certainly earned that amount of money. He's done a tremendous job, and he's still an extremely young player, but he's very well deserving of the money, and he's proven he can put up the points not only in the regular season but in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. He's done a superb job. So I would, if I was a GM, I would be more than happy to give him that kind of money.
Okay. Around $4 million, something like that.
Yeah, okay. I'd be content with that.
Right. I think that might be everything league-wise.
There's also there's Tampa Bay and Toronto that they announced their qualifying offers to. The Leafs, they extended qualifying offers to everybody, including Michael Sarcone, Andreas Johnson, Kasperi Kapanen, and of course Mitch Marner. I don't know what to think about the Mitch Marner saga right now.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It could go either, because apparently the Toronto offered him like a long-term deal, big contract, and he wants less years, which I don't get why, but
I think so. When his contract is up, he could
hit free agency.
Yeah,
gotcha. Well, because my question is now is like,
and still be valuable,
right? Is how many years is good for him,
right?
Like, because knowing Toronto, they probably offered 7-8 year contract. He probably wants like a 3 or 4. That's my guess.
I was gonna say maybe 5,
maybe
6.
even 5. Yeah. So I don't know. Kasperi Kapanen and Andreas Johnson, I think they're gonna get similar contracts. It was reported that
they were done, but nothing was actually like written down and accepted.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of, I don't know if
they have a deal in place, just nothing signed.
Yeah. Okay. For Tampa Bay, finally, they've offered qualifying offers to the following 4 players: Adam Aaron, Danik Martel, Cedric Paquette, and Braden Point.
But also, this before we get to Vancouver, what do you think of? Because I wanted to get back to the Elliot signing. What do you think of that signing?
Because I've been reading some comments left and right. A lot of Flyers fans are not happy with this. I get it, but I'm just a little surprised that they are bringing him back. The fact that I'm just glad if they're bringing him back, they're doing it right. Only on a 1-year deal, $2 million. I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
They do have a backup now.
Yep.
So now with this, I saw because Anthony Mangoni, from Center Ice Philly, he mentioned that the Flyers, or I think I even retweeted it actually. The Flyers now have. Oh, I guess that's gone. I don't think it's up in cap friendly yet, but it might be.
It is.
15.1 mil in cap space.
It says it hasn't been confirmed yet, but they do have the deal on there.
Alrighty.
The only thing with it is he's 34.
Yes, injury prone.
Especially the last couple seasons. 16-17 he played 49 games, 17-18 43. Last season only 26. That's a steep drop off for him.
Yup.
But that's been most of his career. He's kind of been injury prone and everything. You hope now that he would be the backup.
Oh yeah.
That so maybe that helps him more.
Does that kind of yell out goodbye Cam Talbot now?
I don't know, because if he gets hurt, then you're gonna have to go with Lyon.
Yeah, because there's no way Michael Neuvirth comes back.
He's definitely not coming back.
Yeah.
Unless they trust Felix Sandstrom as a backup, but
honestly, I wouldn't mind that.
That's yet to be determined.
Yeah.
And if they have another 8 goalies go down, then maybe he'll get the chance, but I don't see that happening again.
I hope not.
Especially Carter Hart. I would not want to see him hurt.
No. Knocking on wood.
Yes, but since Carter Hart will be the starter, he will play less, but even because he's definitely not as injury prone as Neuvirth was, but he's still injury prone. And Neuvirth would have times where he wasn't playing, and then the one game he plays, he gets hurt.
Yeah.
So that's my only fear is him at 34. He's going to be a little more injury prone, which means I think if they can get Cam Talbot kind of cheap, they might sign him too for a year.
Only if they get him cheap, because I know
And if it does come down to this, and they do sign Cam Talbot for a year, and Hart and Talbot play better than Elliot, and then they just have him go down. If he has to go to waivers, they might just go, meh.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens with the season.
Yeah, no, I'm interested in seeing how it all pans out and everything. It is reported that Cam Talbot could be interested in Calgary.
Which makes sense because...
Yeah, and we were even talking about it the other day.
Yeah, they could use a goalie.
Yeah.
Their starter. But let's finally get to Vancouver. We teased this last time, but we didn't get to it.
No.
That wasn't really purposely. We just had a lot to talk about
on
the last podcast
and everything.
But I figured since we've done this for the Ducks, Kings so far, that we should, and the Sharks. If we moved out of California, we're now in Canada. We've moved up to Canada to Vancouver. Our off-season look over of teams individually. And obviously the biggest thing that happened, which we talked about last time, was the JT Miller trade.
Yes, that was big because there was a lot of things that happened, at the draft class.
Yeah.
At the NHL draft, including, this trade for JT Miller. Mm-hmm. They did lose a conditional first-round pick.
Right.
Again, that condition is so here's the full trade. JT Miller to Vancouver in exchange for Marak Mazanek, a 2019 third-round pick, which turned out to be Hugo Allenfelt, and a 2020 conditional first-round pick. The condition is if the Canucks do not make the playoffs in this upcoming season, the first-round pick will move to the 2021 draft, which is pretty realistic.
Yeah.
I could certainly see it happening.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, this is also coming off of Pedersen winning Rookie of the Year, right?
Yes, he officially won Rookie of the Year,
which I don't think was really a surprise to anyone.
I wasn't surprised. Many people were rather surprised the fact that Binnington didn't win. You know, I get it. He helped win the Stanley Cup and everything. He did great. But it's a regular season award.
Well, it's not that. It's also he played half the season.
Exactly. That too.
This award is for the whole season.
Yes.
And even though
Binnington came in January.
Yeah, and Pedersen I know had moments of being hurt. Even Kachuk had moments of being hurt. But
even Binnington missed the first 3 months of the season.
Yeah, and that would have been the same thing on Carter Hart if the Flyers would have made the playoffs because of him.
Exactly.
Where he might be a finalist, but he might not win because that will go against him.
Yes. So no, I'm totally for Elias Pettersson
Mm-hmm.
winning the Calder Trophy.
I figured it was between him and what's his face in Buffalo.
Dahlin,
yeah.
I did have Dahlin in my preseason prediction.
Winning it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was way off.
Yes.
I said Vorobiev.
Just a little bit. That was your bold prediction. Taking a look at Vancouver's roster, their situation right now.
But with that move, it makes me really think. Cause if you look at this team, I forgot they have Anton Roussel. I forgot he still played. But a lot of these guys they have, other than like the younger guys, obviously Pedersen and
Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, Horvat, and I think there was a rumor that Eriksson was going to get bought out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
I don't know.
We still have 4 days to kind of decide on that.
But
a lot of the guys they've got were kind of veteran.
Right.
Like they have JT Miller. They got Beagle last offseason. Spooner.
Mm-hmm. They still have Alexander Edler.
Yep. They have the other Hughes. They have Quentin Hughes.
Quinn, yes.
Quentin.
Quentin.
They still have Luke Shen.
Mm-hmm.
I still like bringing up that point.
I know.
Because they traded for Luke Shen.
For Michael Delzato.
Yep. Obviously, goaltending-wise, they have Markstrom and Thatcher Demko.
Yes.
Who is another young goalie that I am curious of seeing how well he does.
Demko, I absolutely love. I think he should
My
be the
guess
starter.
is Markstrom would be the starter and Demko would be the backup.
Yeah.
Or if Demko plays well enough, it might just become a tandem.
Right. Well, Demko, he saw more action in the AHL last year than the NHL. He saw a few games in the NHL, but not a whole lot as much as I'd like for him to see.
Yes. And as I've done with all the other teams we've looked at, Vancouver finished 5th in the Pacific last season with 81 points, 35. They went 35, 16, and 11.
Yeah, and they ended up with the 10th overall pick in the NHL draft, where they drafted Vasily Podkolzin. He is a very sharp player. He's actually a player that I had on my list for the Flyers to watch out for in the NHL draft.
They were 9th from the bottom. The Flyers were a little ahead of them.
Yes.
By a point. If we're going point-wise.
Right.
The Flyers had 82, they had 81.
Yeah. And honestly, Vancouver, they did a good job drafting last year and also this year. The Athletic gave both draft classes a B+. Their farm system ranking for last year was number 2, which is a little surprising, but it's good. But for Podkolzin,
I think that was mostly because of Pedersen.
Oh, yeah, that. And also Demko.
Yeah.
But
I forgot about Tanner Pearson, too. They traded for
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the Penguins traded, too. To get rid of them.
That's
right.
But, yeah, looking at...
They do have a bunch of RFAs and everything. And have
so
their qualifying stuff come out yet or no?
Let me see. I don't believe so.
Because just quickly going through that, their RFAs are Tyler Mott, Josh Levo, Nikolai Goldman, Brock Busser, Josh Tevis, and Brogan Rafferty. And their UFAs, yeah, they did.
They did. I'm seeing
this now.
Yeah, so they offered extending qualifying offers to 8 players: Brock Besser, Godolbin, Lievo, Tyler Mott, Perron, Rafferty, Teves, and Boucher.
So the guys they did not were Derek Pulo, Ben Hutton, and Marcus Grenlin.
Derek who? Pouliot? Oh, he's a UFA.
He did not receive a qualifying offer.
Ah, that's a mistake. That is. I'm telling you right now. I think Derek Pouliot should have gotten an offer by the Vancouver Canucks. I think they'll regret that one. So if you're a GM, I would recommend going after Derek Pouliot in the offseason.
Right.
That's just what I think. But, yeah.
Their defense is pretty young, though.
They also didn't offer one to Brendan Gaunce, Marcus Granlund, or Ben Hutton.
You know what else is really weird that I just realized?
Huh.
I feel like Luke Schen's older than 29, but he's only 29.
Yeah. He does seem older than 29.
Yeah. I could see this team kind of finishing out where they were
Right
last
around
year.
the same area, yeah.
I don't think they're really a playoff team yet. I think they're still missing a couple pieces from being that for me to say they're a team that I can see in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But especially in the Pacific, where you have to, at the moment, San Jose, but where you also have to go up against the teams that won last year was Calgary, San Jose, and Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of hard, so teams to go up with. So we'll see what happens with them. What do you think of this team overall?
I like where they're going for the most part.
Obviously, it was hard, mainly on like Vancouver fans and everything, because what it was last year was their first year without the Sedins.
Yes. Also, the Sedins, they're getting their numbers retired in February, as it was announced by Gary Bettman.
Mm-hmm. Which is good for them.
Yes. No, they're very well deserving. I'm not surprised. I'm waiting for their first eligibility year for the Hall of Fame. I can't wait for them to be in unanimous decisions.
Mm-hmm. Never separated. They were always together.
Yeah, no, because one of the coolest parts about the Sedins wins, because the Canucks, I think they had the 2nd overall pick, and they traded up to get to the 3rd overall pick as well. And they announced the picks at the same time, and they had both twins come out at the same time, give them their jerseys. Such a cool moment.
And the twins, I don't think, other than Pee Wee, ever played against each other.
Mm-mm.
I don't think they ever wanted to be away.
No, absolutely not. So. If you're that dominant together, I would be highly understandable.
Which I don't know if the Shens or the Hughes or the Stroms feel that way, but
yeah.
Or the Kachucks. But the Kachucks, I feel like the Kachucks might be different. I feel like they want to play against each other.
Oh, yeah,
so
it makes them more
after
fun.
Each other.
Yeah. And like their dad said, no fighting. Or I think that was their mom. That was their mom.
You're asking Kachuk not to fight?
Yeah, right? Good one. By the way, that was another name that I'm surprised. Keith Kachuk, he's not in the Hockey Hall of Fame yet.
Not yet.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they could be improved, but because remember last season they started off pretty well, and there was actually a little time where they were around the playoff chase and everything, right around there, but eventually fell off and everything. But I think nothing against Quentin Hughes or anything. I still think they need a shutdown defenseman.
Yeah, no, I agree. They definitely need like because again, looking at their defensemen,
because Tanev and Edler are older. Edler's 33. Edler, Tanev's only He's 29, but
Yeah, because looking at their defensemen, they have Alexander Edler, Chris Tanev, Troy Stetcher, Quinn Hughes, Alex Biega. Oh, man, that's a name. Guillaume Brisbois, Ashton Sautner. And then they announced that they offered a contract to Teves, Rafferty.
was there anything on Shen?
I don't think there was.
Oh.
I didn't see anything for Shen at all, which is
So that might
interesting.
just mean they didn't.
I don't know,
Might not
maybe.
have offered him more.
But because Quinn Hughes came in to basically once his season was over, I want to say he played for University of Michigan.
Yeah.
He came up to the NHL, and in his first game, he impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he looked sharp. His passes were crisp. He had an unbelievable assist, and he looked real good. So don't be surprised if he makes the team right out of training camp. He should, rightfully so, because honestly, he's one of their better young players. And not only that, but he's the youngest player on the entire team, just 19 years old. So I would be thrilled for him to make the team. I think he should make the team.
I think
he might still have a lot to prove, but I think he's in the right direction.
I think he will make the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think for our next one, we will be moving to Edmonton. Let's go with rivals.
Of course.
Let's go with Edmonton for the next one.
Yep.
And then after, then after that we can hit Calgary and then go down that way.
Works for me.
But I guess until we podcast next, we'll see you then.